Minnesota and Carolina have met 25 times since 2010. It's a pretty even series, with Minnesota winning 9 times. Carolina has 8 wins to go along with 8 ties. Here now are the Summit Brewing Company starting lineups for the 26th meeting between these two clubs. Akira Fitzgerald recently became the NASL all-time career saves leader. He is a small in stature, but he's a big presence when he's in goal.
Yeah, exactly, Chris. He's not tall for a goalkeeper, but what that does, it gives him quick feet, and he's very good in close. So when forwards get in close, he's very good. He makes the reaction save very well. He's going to have a busy night tonight. Minnesota's going to have to get them balls into the box, and I'm sure he's going to be very busy trying to make saves against this strong Minnesota team.
2015 Golden Boot winner Stefano Pino was brought to Minnesota to work side by side with the 2014 Golden Boot winner Christian Ramirez.
Yeah, he missed most of preseason, so it took a while for him to get going. But once he got going, he got his fitness back. He's done very well. He's starting to score goals when he's playing regular. But what I like about the job he's doing on the left-hand side here, he comes back and holds the ball up for Minnesota to get the ball going forward. He does a great job getting that ball back to Justin Davis, who then can get the ball forward so Minnesota can keep possession.
Danny Cruz now for Minnesota. Shielding off Paul Black, cuts it to his left. Cruz, first shot! And a save by Fitzgerald. We talked about injuries and Minnesota having to deal with those in the spring. As a ball played through, Ramirez picks his head up, driven shot into the gut of Fitzgerald.
That was a good play by Calvano there, making his body big, not allowing the ball to get past him there. It was a good move because they would have been behind the Minnesota defense again with that ball that got past him.
Calvano, chip over, looking for Banks. Falls to Ramirez. What a finish by Christian Ramirez!
You know, we talked earlier, Chris, about shooting from distance here. He tried earlier on, it didn't come off in here. And that was just an outstanding shot from Ramirez. Gets his laces through it, just a little bit of a curve on it off the inside of the post. But got to give a lot of credit there to J.C. Banks, who did make the run into the box once again. And that ball out of the back, okay, if you've got a 6'6" guy as a center forward who can win those balls, but Minnesota doesn't have that type of player. So they need to play to the strengths, Chris.
Here's a chance now for Ramirez. He puts away the mistake by the Carolina defense and has his second goal of the night.
We just talked about playing at Minnesota's strengths, and this is one of the strengths Christian Ramirez has, is putting the ball in the back of the net. Any kind of mistake by the defense is going to get punished, and exactly this was here. Poor ball by Tolman. Defender wasn't ready here. Ramirez gets it, puts the side foot in the bottom corner. 2-0.
Watson with a shot. Injok does a nice job to keep it in play after the deflection by the Minnesota defense.
But there's nothing on other than the ball over the top, and there's not enough space behind right now to cause trouble.
Good dribbling by Watson. Deleuze. That hit pitch Colin. Carolina gets it back. Abdeldawi against Pino. Abdeldawi still with it. Keeps it on the ground. Back heel by Schuler, misses.
It's up to the coach to get him in at halftime and try and pick him up again.
Now for Pino. And Stefano Pino scores for Minnesota to increase their lead to 3-0.
Pino's defensive efforts have paid off with a brilliant goal here. Quick throw in down the line to Ramirez with one touch is inside. Pino comes in, hits it with his right foot here. One touch, right foot, his weaker foot, but just hard enough to get past Fitzgerald.
Here's number 11, Stefano Pino. Pino for Minnesota, off an assist from Christian Ramirez. Makes the score 3-0 for Minnesota, and that is how the first half will end. Minnesota will head to the locker room with a 3-goal lead. First of the night for Minnesota. First of the night for either team, really. Venegas at the corner flag. Good driven ball in. Calvano! Thiago Calvano gets his first of the year and increases Minnesota's lead to 4.
Wherever the head coach said at halftime for Carolina, it didn't work. You can't leave Calvano open 6 yards out with a free header. He just powers that ball past the goalkeeper and past the defender on the goal line. Just a wonderful header. Great corner from Venegas.
Sammy hopefully can find his way in that regard throughout this fall stretch.
Yeah, it's not critical tonight, Eric.
Ramirez onside. Just missing the hat trick.
I think Venegas might have his sights on the top left-hand corner here.
I think so too. Top right instead, punched away by Fitzgerald. Bicycle by Ramirez. Skips all the way through the 6.
Now, whether that's just a poor performance by Carolina, but Minnesota are making them look poor.
Good turn by Banks. J.C. Banks. Saved by Fitzgerald.
Behind the defense, Ramirez is getting help and support when the ball's played up to him. Just everything's working. Except that was going to be a red card for Brovsky.
Brovsky's shown the yellow, his second, and the red card to Jeb Brovsky.
You see him coming in here, the ball. Brovsky comes in late, follows through. For me, that's a good old tackle in the good old days, but now it's apparently it's a yellow card, and because it was a second yellow, it's a red. It's a much better ball from Simon and Jacques, hitting Venegas on the run there.
Ramirez, there is the hat trick for number 21.
We talked about Sammy's distribution. This was just a perfect ball up to Venegas, who gets the ball inside the Cruz. And all Ramirez has to do is tap it in the net for his hat trick. Minnesota down to 10 men, and they still score goals. Just a tremendous performance tonight.
Shriver again at the corner flag in the 90th minute. Off of Mensing. Abeldawi. Back to Watson. He'll have a crack. Off the post and in. And Carolina does get one here late.
But Watson, for me, has been their best player all game. He's the only one that's got involved. Very strong on the ball.
This is Abeldawi. Saved by Njok. Rebound, another save, point blank. And then blocked by Pitch Colin. Two tremendous saves by Sammy Njok. Blocked by Calvano. Mensing gets involved. There is the whistle, and behind a 3-goal performance by Christian Ramirez, Minnesota United gets an impressive 5-1 win to start the fall season.
Well, I thought the same. Not exactly the same, because they were very good against New England, excuse me, the other week. We created chances when we took them. As always, never happy, but very happy with the 5 goals. I'm disappointed it took a little bit of the gloss off at the end to concede one, because, you know, it might come down to 1 goal at the end of the year, but some smart football. Definitely room for improvement, and I was just informed we go to the top of the table, so it's good. It's a great start. Couldn't ask for more, really.